Hello and welcome to this rather abnormal video of Minecraft gameplay. So the first thing you'll notice is, yes, this is sped up. No, this is not how we normally play the game. Don't worry, I'm not mental. I can't play Minecraft this quickly. Anyway, let me introduce this. So this is the first in however many number of videos we end up doing for this. It is a world that is on LAN world. It's myself and my son that are playing this, and we are already quite a number of hours into this. Now, I'll explain what this is in a moment, but basically we have been playing this world for it's probably at least 10 to 12 hours, I think, now. And it has built up quite substantially. By the time my son joined, I'd already built the main house that you'll see at some point in this, and definitely in the next one, because there's a second one recorded already as I'm recording this voiceover. But the main problem with this video is that whilst it recorded my son's voice absolutely fine, recorded the gameplay and the audio absolutely fine, it decided to not record me. Well, no, that's not true. I muffed up the microphone settings. That's why it didn't work. So I had very little of my actual audio, which some would argue is probably a benefit. But anyway, it sounds a bit weird with essentially my son talking to himself half the time, although I'm sure he feels that he does that anyway. So what I decided to do is, rather than try and mangle something together, I thought I'd go with this sort of Benny Hill style sped up shrunk down version of what happened. The intention was to have some kind of edited video that was a few minutes long. So this one is probably going to be the longest one I'll do. The ones after this I'll intend to try and do highlights, is probably the wrong word, but interesting things that happened, stuff we were doing. There's certainly things in the second video which I'll show the full process for what we did. I'll come to that in the second video, you'll see that. But we do start building a bit more in the next one. So yeah, I thought I'd just present this as it is, a bit sped up, a little bit weird. There might be some odd cuts here and there as we go through this, but yeah, as I said, this is just going to be me and my son that are playing it. It's not a realm world, it is just on a LAN that we're doing this at home. And yeah, anything that's uninteresting to talk over, which is basically doing this, then I'll try and stick some music on as well, which hopefully you'll hear shortly. But to explain this bit, so this is the middle bottom, because there is actually a lower section to this, of a massive hole in the ground that we found. And this is, as you can kind of see as I've been walking around here, this is all recorded from my perspective. We didn't record my son's perspective because his PC won't handle doing that at the same time as playing the game, because it's my old PC, and you remember how much I've moaned about that. So this is all from my perspective, but this is the, as I said, the middle bottom bit of a massive cave system, which, as you can see from those structures, the wooden structures, is actually a mineshaft system that runs off in many different directions. This is one direction of this cave that we've gone into. There is a second direction which it goes off into, which you'll see from up top when we go up there a bit later on in this video. So this was a lot of exploration. As you can see, I've been placing a lot of torches down just to light it up, try and reduce the amount of mobs that are coming around. Here we go. This is my son who's smelting stuff, as we need sort of a lot of iron in this area, which has been quite useful. A lot of tools we've been able to make, and armor and stuff like that. We have felt there's a lot of, what we found, not felt, there's a lot of death in this because it's on hard mode. It's not on easy or anything like that. It is on hard mode. Not hardcore, but it's on hard mode. So everything's a little bit tougher in terms of enemies, finding stuff. There is just down there, which you probably just about saw, there is a spawner that will become more important later on. Not for the way you think. I'll cover that later. But that was our first spawner that we found as well, which is quite useful. So yeah, this is the 300% sped up, shortened down, was 2 hours long originally version of what happened. And this is the hut area above us, and we're using this sort of a base for this. It isn't the main house. The main house, as I say, is totally separate and a little bit away from here. There is actually a little tour that I will be doing in normal speed that I will record in the game as I'm doing it, just to take you around where everything is and getting used to where everything is, because if we do a few more of these, at least it will help that you make sense of where everything is in terms of each other bit. So yeah, as I say, it's just a little hut that we've got. There is actually a lot of space above us. It's quite a deep down hole in the earth, this one, which then, as you can see there, leads down into further deepness. And actually beyond the bottom of that one, there's another section that goes down again, way into the earth. And that's sort of the backside there that you're looking at, with the dirt. And as we found by mistake and didn't realise, there was actually a whole forest at the back of there, which we didn't see initially. Yeah, so I'll bring in some music now, and this is part one of whatever this ends up being. So hope you enjoy. Right, so this is the lower section of the cave area that I was talking about before, and yeah, you're about to find out how far it goes down and how easily I die from a baby zombie. Yeah, I hate them. They are probably one of the worst things in this game. So yeah, that was, I think, my third death in this world. I may be losing count, but it's been too many, if I'm bluntly honest with you. So yeah, that went well. It was an idea to try and explore out more of the area and light it all up, but it went badly wrong. So now I'm on the quick run to go, where the hell was I? How did I get there? And how do I get there quickly so I can go and get my stuff back? The problem here is that obviously, for any Minecrafters, you know this, but those that you don't, it means that you lose all your XP. And the problem there is that you then got to regain it back. And if you get there in time, you can still get some back, and it's usually about 7 levels. And this is about the time, there we go. That's when I actually find it. And I may have been slightly joyous at this point. So yeah, that's death number 1 in the first video. So enjoy the rest of it. It doesn't get much better from here. So a lot of this session is essentially us down here. So this is the first spawner that we found, which was actually cave spiders, and we had been talking about the idea of how we could use that to do a spawner, which will then help us get more XP. For those of you that don't know Minecraft, the XP will then help you with enchanting your weapons and armor and that kind of stuff. So you can see the purple sort of hue glossing over the pickaxe that I'm holding right now. That's an enchanted pickaxe. It was a, what was it now? Silk Touch. I can't remember which number it was. I'll check that when I go back in. But it was a Silk Touch pickaxe even. And we knew that this could be used to pick up certain things in their whole form to be moved and used elsewhere, which in Minecraft there's only certain items that you'll be able to do that with. However, we made, and at this point there's me and him discussing it and checking it and looking up and going, but we both thought we could do this. So what you saw happen at the start there was me using that pickaxe, thinking I could break it and pick it up. What I did was I actually just destroyed it, which was a bit of a pain in the butt, because it meant that we then couldn't create the spawner that we wanted to. Now this actually becomes less of a problem later on, but at this point we were quite annoyed, because it meant all the work we'd done to secure the area, to then get that and then create a spawner, to have the XP gathering want to do, basically an XP farm, kind of went to the window. Yeah, that wasn't fun. So we decided then we'd do this. We'd make a quick way in and out. We still had the waterfall, which you can go up as well as down, but we thought we'd put a ladder in because then it makes it a bit easier. So this next section is building that out, making it a little bit safer. I'll let the video do the talking. So Ben's going to hate me for picking this out, but this was kind of funny, because he managed to fall off. He fell off whilst building the fence that was meant to protect us and keep us from falling. And I can laugh because this means we're 1-1 on death so far in this video. So yeah, we weren't laughing at the time. But he got all his stuff back, it was fine. It kind of floated away, because underneath that platform that you're looking at down there where the house is, or the hut, it's actually just a platform that we built out from the grass area. So it's just one block deep and all the water goes underneath it. So we had to kind of swim around to find his stuff. But he got there in the end. It all came back. But yeah, it's funny now, but wasn't then. Anyway, back to the video. Okay, so this bit is worth talking over. We've just swum away from the massive hole in the ground, cave, mines, whatever. This is the land, or to the right is the massive mountain next to our house. This is the bridge, and then we've got the farm area here. So I'm just picking up a bunch of carrots. I'll also be harvesting all the wheat, which is this lot here, in a second as well, and replanting it. We always replant as we go. It's just the way we do it. Most people do the same thing with farms in Minecraft, but it's just makes it, you haven't got to wait for it to grow again longer, because you just plant it as soon as you can. So yeah, this is all wheat. I wish I could farm this quick in the game real, but you know, you can't. So yeah, this is the house, this is the farm area, the barn. You might see in a second just to the left of the barn as you look at it, the area where the animals are. I can't remember if I go in there or not. Well, you'll find out in a minute. So pumpkins there, some potatoes down the side. That's some tridents being thrown by what's called a drowned. It's one of the mobs in Minecraft. Those tridents hurt. As I said, this is on hard mode, so they really do hurt a lot very quickly. So they're not too nice to fight against, but they normally stay in the water and can't get back up on land. So this is a composter. I'm just using up some of the seeds that were left over from replanting the wheat. It just makes bone meal. Bone meal you can use for a number of things. The main thing that we are using it for really is helping grow crops and some trees as well that we've done in the past. It's a useful thing. It becomes more useful later on as we get further into the game and get more advancements open and more items built. But yeah, so that's the barn. It's just a storage area with stuff, and it's this point I'm asking my son, what did I come here to get again? Because I can't remember. This is the house. Storage area. This is very quick. I will be doing a slowed down tour, quote unquote, of the house in this area just to give you a better look at what it is, but you kind of get the idea. Here we go. We're in the farm. It's a good thing this is actually muted, because the sound when you get in here, it's absolutely deafening. Like Ben can talk to me, and I can't hear a word he's saying when I'm stood in here because it's so loud. It's a good resource. It's useful for getting XP and obviously food and whatever else and resources. But oh god, they're noisy. Yeah, farms are great. Anyway, so I think, do I go in the house in a minute? I think I do. Oh, there's the rain. Yeah, of course, the lovely rain. Everyone loves the rain. This is just feeding all the animals now to breed them, to get baby animals, which then grow up, and yeah, you get more meat and whatever else. And then the chickens. I love doing the chickens. Really? No, I do. But whenever you pull out the seeds, they all just stare at you going, feed me, feed me, feed me. Yeah, so I think that's... Did I feed all of them now? I think I have. I really... This is a few days ago that we did this, and I really can't remember now. Yeah, there we go. They're all fed. So, yeah, just going back and finding else what might be useful. Dirt blocks are quite useful when we're down exploring, because they're covering gaps over and getting walkways, that kind of stuff. Hence why I'm taking that down. It's basically a whole stack each. Got a few weapons in here. This is the food area. So there's a lot of stuff. It's an absolute mess. It needs organising quite badly. But anyway, back to the video. Right, so just to explain what's happening here, rather than just it being weird and me looking at a hole in the ground. So we were trying to work out how we can use a bunch of minecart rails that we'd been digging out from the cave area just over that hill to the right. And we had initially the idea of building a rail system that goes from our main house all the way over to here. However, that is an extraordinary amount of rails, which we probably could get most of out of the mine areas down below where we are right now. But it would take a long time to do it, and to make more is quite expensive. Takes a lot of iron, takes a lot of sticks, which are things we can find. There's plenty of iron we found down here, so it's not actually been too bad. But yeah, the idea is working out where the coordinates were for the entry, and this is where we realise there's a whole massive wood behind us that we didn't know was there, and also a bunch more stuff that we need to explore as well behind here. So yeah, the idea was to then have some kind of cart system that sort of maybe cuts through the hillside straight into here, or goes over, and then you can use the ladder. The easiest way and less use on rails would be obviously just cut through the mountainside. So that is something that we're going to revisit. We haven't done it yet, and it's not in the next video either, but we are planning on looking at doing that probably quite soon, just to make it a little bit easier and quicker to get around. But the rail system will likely go from the coast on this island area, as in behind us from where we are right now, and then just either cut through or go over and up onto the top of where the ladders are to get down. But yeah, anyway, that'll be in a future video, I'm sure. So here we go. So I had clearly managed to get myself lost at this point. I had gone off on a wood gathering mission, which had been successful. I have a lot of logs on me right now, not those kind of logs. And yeah, I managed to disorientate myself completely. I was lucky that it started going dark, because that meant, there we go, just on the left, there it is, I could actually see the lights of the torches at the top of the hill, which made it a lot easier. So as I got back, Ben had been working on the house. He'd made these lampposts just on the corners, there you go, on the outside with the torches on them, just to make it a little bit nicer looking. We'd also now got that pool of water on top of the house, which means that we could jump directly into that without hurting ourselves, and it's quicker to get out of. The massive pool of water that's right next to that hut is usable, but not this one, that pool there beyond the ladder. You jump into that, you go a long way down, you got to come back up. But with the one on the house, it now means you just jump in, you're there, jump straight out and carry on. I know it's a little bit time saving, but anyway, that's all that was for. So on we go. Right, so here we are back at the house. I'm just making, or have just made the cauldrons, and this is going to be the lava farm room. The reason the blocks are there was just so I could measure it out. This was actually dug out underneath the house, as you saw. We went down the stairs. This kind of goes out into the grass area, just to the left of the house as you come out of that door to the left. I actually managed to break above the surface, so I had to kind of rebuild it above a little bit with some grass, but it wasn't too bad. It was only one level, so quite easy to cover up. But yeah, so the idea is that this will be an area where we make out the farm area for lava. So the idea is you have a cauldron, you have a piece of dripstone which the lava flows through, you have a block of dripstone on top of that, and then the lava, and then obviously something to keep hold of the lava up top, because it will just flow. For those of you again that don't know Minecraft, when you put a lava block down, it begins to flow out just as water does, and it will go wherever it goes. It flows slower than water, but obviously is slightly deadly because it's hot and burns stuff, including you. And this is now just gathering the stone, essentially to build out the top of the room to cover in where the lava will go, and you'll start to see this build up in a second. I take a long time to get to this point, but this is basically warts and all for this section, so there's no real editing on this. I did only cut out a period of time when I was just AFK, and that was just would have been you staring at one of the chests in the hut, and that would have been very boring, really boring. I'm also assuming that means the rest of the video isn't boring. That's a hell of an assumption. So yeah, this is all about the lava room, or the lava production room. I was trying to work out how to do it. We had already done this and tested this theory out in one slot outside, just to the left of the barn, so nothing got burnt, and we proved it worked. Ben had the idea of using a dripstone block instead of a stone block above the dripstone itself. You'll see what I mean in a second. There you go. That's him putting down the dripstone blocks, and then the lava goes. If I take that out, yep, where that one just went. It goes in there and then drips through. Now we think we worked out that actually the generation rate for a cauldron full of lava, which will then fill one bucket, is quicker. The rough real world time to create a cauldron full of lava is about 19 minutes, with the way that we found, which was a dripstone, a normal block of stone above it, and then the lava above that, and you probably just about caught the orange drips coming through. It's still very quick, so it's hard to see. The future videos will be a bit slower, so you can see some more details. But I think it is quicker than 19 minutes, because it certainly felt like that in doing this, and then just after I stopped recording, it was certainly a lot quicker. This is the test one that we made, so this is obviously getting rid of this and picking it up. And at this point I remembered I still had a cauldron outside, so I now have a spare cauldron that I don't know what to do with, but I'm sure it'll come in use somewhere at some point. So yeah, we were just trying to work out the best way to make this out. He was trying to make an infinite lava source until we both remembered that you can't make an infinite lava source, which was also good, because it would have completely invalidated doing this room totally. And it took a while to get this all together. But anyway, that's Minecraft. You experiment, you play until something works. Anyway, so the rest of this is finishing it off. We can't fill all of the tops with lava yet because we don't have enough lava, but obviously as we get more cauldrons full, we'll just fill the rest of them. So anyway, I'll shut up and let you watch the rest of this bit. And there we go. So that is really about it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you have, I hope it's not been too motion sickness inducing with the high speed of this video. Like I said before, I don't intend to do this high speed for all of them, but anyway, this has been the first episode of me and my son playing Minecraft again. Hope you've enjoyed. Little hillside view of everything, my wonderful cape. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.